Right, hello everyone, and welcome to my first transfer talk of the summer. And today I'm going to be talking about a Swiss international midfielder who plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach called Granit Xhaka. He is 22 years old, I believe. 23 years old, sorry. And he's 185 centimetres tall. Weighs 82 kilograms. Plays for Gladbach and Switzerland, and he is rumoured to be moving this summer to my team, Arsenal. Now, it's one of them, isn't it? It's one of them kind of rumours that just circulate and then never really amount to anything. So basically, he is a centre midfielder. He plays as I think he plays as centre midfielder most of the time. Maybe centre defensive midfielder, and he's one of the best young sort of passes of the game at the moment in time. So you can see why Gladbach are like 35 million. That's for that money he can go. And the problem with that is that Arsenal are only coming in with a bid, I think, around about 19 million, if that rumour's to be true. And it's one of them that causes it divides opinions, doesn't it? Because if to Gladbach, he's their best player in their eyes, their best young future player who's in the now and is going to be there for years to come, they hope. To lose a player like that for their club, they're going to need a serious replacement who's maybe, just as good. For 35 million to them, it's vital that they get that money. They can't sell him for 15 million and then buy someone who's half the player he is. So you can understand from their point of view 35 million being their asking price, because they've brought him through the ranks, they've made the player he is now, and they need a replacement. And I've heard that Rode from Bayern Munich is the one that they are lining up to replace him potentially, which would be a very good signing. But just looking at Xhaka's stats, he has 3 goals so he's played 37 matches this season. Played 28 in the in the Bundesliga, 5 Champions League, and then 3 in the Pokal, which I think is the German National Cup. In those 37 matches, he's got 3 goals, 2 assists. That's not a great return. He's got 3 red cards in the Bundesliga. I mean, that's incredibly bad. But he has got an average of 7 out of 10 per match on WhoScored.com. 7 out of 10 is not bad. That's the average. But obviously, and his pass accuracy is 85%, which is good. But 3 red cards is absolutely crazy. I can't remember the last time a Premier League player got 3 red cards. Maybe Lee Catmull, because he's always getting sent off. And yes, so that's what his stats are according to this website, which is, this is what the kind of the site that everyone goes off. But yeah, so you can understand in a sense the 35 million that Gladbach are asking for. But to Arsenal, do they really need to pay 35 million on a midfielder who, put it this way, next year Arsenal will be probably lining up the midfield with Cazorla, like the centre midfield with Cazorla, and I reckon Wilshere over Ramsey, because Ramsey, he had that amazing season, didn't he? But he's just kind of dropped off now, and I think Wilshere is coming into his prime, and if he can stay fit He's a very good player. And obviously, and if Ozil stays, then Ozil will be the centre attacking midfielder. And Arsenal always play with two, and then wider players, Sanchez, and it seems to be Iwobi at the moment. So they've got Ozil moving forward, and then Giroud up top, or Welbeck, who's out for 9 months, so it's going to be Giroud. So, do they pay 35 million for someone who probably will struggle to get in the first team? Unless you sacrifice Cazorla, who's one of the best passers in the Premier League, if you ask me. Or do you hope Wilshere gets injured again? Because no one wants that, because everyone wants Wilshere playing well. He was, at one point, the bright star of English football. I remember it was great. But he's just kind of... The injury's been crazy. And I know that's a lot, common at Arsenal. So do you pay the 35 million for someone if you're not even sure if they're going to get in the first team? I mean... I can see why Gladbach asked for 35 million, and I can see why Arsenal say he's only worth 19 million to us. But you've got to remember, at this point, it's in Gladbach's hands. Arsenal want the player, supposedly. They should, respect the asking prices of the seller. If I was Arsenal, I'd come back in with a bid of, 28, 29 million, and I think Gladbach would definitely take that, because I think they could get a replacement for Xhaka, probably pay less. I don't think Rhodes would cost near as. I don't think Bayern would sell Rhodes for 30 million. He's not worth that, but he's got potential to be good. They'd probably pay 6-7 million for him, and he could be a great player. It's just one of them, isn't it? Now, as I was saying, if they did sign him they're going to have to pay more money. But it's very Gladbach aren't going to accept 19 million for their best player. So, if he does sign, you feel if they pay the 35 million or nearabouts, they're going to have to play him. It's too much money to put on the bench. You can't do what Liverpool did with Benteke. Oh my God, baby crying. Sorry about that. So yeah, you got to play. You can't do what Liverpool did with Benteke, because they've become a sort of laughing stock about wasting money. You'll get known for that wasting money, and it's just not viable. I personally think Wenger. I think Wenger will start with Giroud up top, with Ozil, Sanchez, and Iwobi, and then Xhaka and I think Wilshere, but I think he's more likely to start with Cazorla and bring Wilshere on when Cazorla gets tired. And then obviously, the back line, Monreal, Bellerin, Koscielny and Gabriel, because Mertesacker, you can't play him for 30 games this season. Defensively, he's good, but the speed is just crazy. You can't be that slow in the Premier League. And obviously, in goalkeeper, you have Petr Cech. So, I think that's what would line up like if I'm saying if, because we all know these Arsenal rumours. Unfortunately, it's a matter of there being a lot of Arsenal fans on Twitter, and someone can just put a tweet out there saying, "Oh, Xhaka in London," and then everyone will just start sharing it, believing it's crazy. The best thing Arsenal fans can do is just wait until you get concrete information that a transfer is potentially happening from the sources, the viable sources. Don't look at things like Metro or Daily Mirror or Daily Star. They're all absolute bullshit. Excuse my language. Wait till you get the Sky sources, who usually are right, because they've got better means, the better communications with agents and that. So wait for the Sky sources. Wait for the confirmation from your club from Arsenal that the bid might be going through. And don't get too despondent if Xhaka doesn't sign, because at the end of the day, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, he is a great player. But if you ask me, the most important thing for us is striker and a defender. If we go into next season with only Giroud, and only Gabriel as our backup. I don't know. If you ask me, we need to improve them positions way more than midfield. So yeah, it'll be a great signing if it does happen. But I think Arsenal are definitely have to, swallow their pride and offer more money for him, because I think 19 million for a 22-year-old who's got massive potential. I think that's absolutely outrageous from Arsenal to only offer like 19 million. But yes, that is where I'm going to leave it. So thank you for listening, and hopefully we'll hear some more about this deal, maybe. Or if it's just a load of rubbish, we won't hear any more. So thank you for watching or listening, and I'll see you later.